And joining us now is the National Security Advisor to President Biden, Jake Sullivan. Jake, good morning to you.
Good morning.
As we just heard, Ayman al-Zawahiri is notorious. He has a long and disturbing terrorist resume going back to the embassy bombings in Africa, the USS Cole, 9/11. Clearly an incredibly important security, a leadership figure and symbolic figure. My question to you is, how active do you think he was right now? Was he actively preparing, executing, planning, inspiring attacks against U.S. interests from Afghanistan?
Well, it's a great question, Savannah. Since bin Laden was killed in 2011, for more than a decade, Ayman al-Zawahiri was the emir of al-Qaeda. That means the #1 guy. And he remained a figure of inspiration for al-Qaeda leaders worldwide. But more than that, he worked to try to inspire plots against America and Americans, and he worked to hold together at a strategic level a global network of al-Qaeda terrorists to carry out those plots. So while he wasn't involved in day-to-day planning, we believe, in the years and months leading up to us taking him off the battlefield, we do believe he was playing an active role at a strategic level in directing al-Qaeda and in continuing to pose a severe threat against the United States and American citizens everywhere.
As you well know, it was just about 1 year ago that the president ordered all U.S. forces out of Afghanistan. And within months, it appears that the leader of al-Qaeda was able to move right back in downtown Kabul. Does this signal to you that Afghanistan has once again become a safe harbor for terrorists?
Well, I think it's strange to call it a safe harbor when we just took out the leader of al-Qaeda sitting on his balcony in Kabul. So, no, it does not signal that to me. What it signals to me, Savannah, is that the president has made good on his word when we left. He said the United States did not need to keep sending thousands of American men and women to fight and die in Afghanistan after 20 years of war to keep this country safe. He said we would be able to continue to target and take out terrorists in Afghanistan without troops on the ground. And over this weekend, with this swift and decisive action that he ordered, he delivered on that promise. He made good on what he said, and the United States continues to maintain the capacity to hold at risk any terrorist who plots against us from Afghanistan or anywhere else without having thousands of troops on the ground.
To put a fine point on it, do you believe the Taliban government knew that Ayman al-Zawahiri was living there? And what will you do, if anything, to hold the Taliban government accountable, if so?
We believe that there were senior members of the Haqqani network who are affiliated with the Taliban who did know that Zawahiri was in Kabul. There may have been other members of the Taliban who did not know. We have already been engaged with the Taliban, and I'm not going to preview any further actions that we will take to ensure that the Taliban lives up to its commitments not to allow any external plotting from Afghanistan, but rest assured the United States will be vigilant on that.
On another topic, NBC and others are reporting that Speaker Pelosi is expected to visit Taiwan today. Can you confirm that? Have you been given a formal heads up?
I cannot confirm that because the Speaker makes her own decisions about her travel, and the Congress is, of course, an independent branch of government. What I will say is that a Speaker of the House has traveled to Taiwan before, and members of Congress travel there all the time, including several who have already traveled there this year. So for China to try to turn what is in the historical norm into a crisis, or to try to use it as a pretext for aggressive action around Taiwan, that's on them, and they would be the ones who'd be escalating. The United States has no interest in escalation, but we will, of course, continue to assert our right to help support Taiwan's self-defense, no matter what happens in the coming days.
We've heard the Chinese officials, a foreign ministry spokesman, saber-rattling for sure, saying, as for what measures China is prepared to take, quote, if she dares to go, we'll wait and see. What is your message to the Chinese leadership this morning?
Well, President Biden was clear in his call with President Xi. I've been clear with my Chinese counterpart in the last few days and weeks. Number one, the United States, our policy on Taiwan has not changed. So the ball is in China's court not to escalate, not to take measures that would destabilize the relationship across the Taiwan Strait. But of course, the United States is going to do whatever is necessary to defend our interests, to protect our people, and to ensure a free and open Indo-Pacific. And we are going to continue that policy as we watch what China does in the coming days. But again, Savannah, nobody has an interest in escalation in this situation, and China should think very carefully about that as they consider their next steps.
And finally, you just mentioned the administration has made clear it supports the right of any member of Congress and the Speaker to visit Taiwan. A different question, though. Did you or anyone at the White House actively try to dissuade Speaker Pelosi from making this trip? And all things being equal, does it add or enhance national security that she goes, or does it detract from national security given the environment right now?
Well, we did provide Speaker Pelosi a number of briefings. We gave her military briefings, intelligence briefings, diplomatic briefings, where we laid out all of the factors at play here, including the risks. But throughout it, we were clear that this was ultimately her decision to make, as it is any member of Congress's decision to make, because, of course, they are a co-equal branch of government. So now our responsibility, if she does choose to go forward and visit Taiwan, is to ensure that we're safeguarding America's national security interests. That's exactly what we intend to do.
All right, National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan, thank you for your time this morning. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.